across everybody. Hello, Harper.
Hello from Arizona, USA.
Brilliant. Okay, and over to Chris.
Hello from Belgium. I am in hailstorm now. Hope it will be not wet here in house.
I've got a rain story in a minute. Hello, Dom.
Hi, hello from Ontario, Canada.
Brilliant. Okay, and we go all the way over to Marco.
Hello from Portugal, Viana do Castelo, right in the opposite side of Domingo's family.
And over to London and say hello to Corinda.
Hi, and my favourite music is DJ Tiny or Blake. And if I want to play it, I'll play it as a new person. So that's me. I'm playing nothing. I'm thinking England. That's all.
Right. Now, the unfortunate thing in this broadcast where we're talking about music is that we can't play music. Because if we did play copyrighted music,
and also Dom can sing as well.
Live singing's fine. There's no problem with that. It's when you play other people's copyrighted music that you get taken off the air. Right. Yep. Okay. I'm going to start the ball rolling. If I had a radio show and an hour to spare, and the artists I would put on there in no particular order, because I've written them down somewhere, hopefully. I would have on my show Led Zeppelin. I remember Led Zeppelin 2 coming out. It was the first album I really listened to, got me into rock and roll music, and they're just quite simply the best. In the arena, they are absolutely awesome. From Sheffield, Def Leppard, who another rock band, and my third rock band, of course, is Australian, and that's In Excess. So that's the sort of music that I listen to. Chris, it's over to you.
I'm not a great music fan because I don't have much time. But if I could do that, I will listen to the Beatles. I like them very much. That's music for every time. And one of my favorite artists, that's Leonard Cohen from Canada. He has easy to listen music. And I also like the French chansons. So I have a pleasant thing, a sort variety of all styles, and that's enjoyable. I like that.
Okay, Harper.
I would have to say, if I had a chance to host on a online radio show or any radio show, I'd have to go back to probably the early to mid 80s rock, because there was no controversial anything really in the music for the most part. So I'd have to say, as far as rock music, I'd have to definitely go with Def Leppard, maybe some Scorpions, then get maybe a little 38 Special in there. And I don't know how many of these you guys have heard of over on your side, but they were real prominent at the time. You can always go with 80s dance music, but that's kind of in every movie that's out there. But those are kind of the ones that are, for me, those are when I was turning from kind of out of the kid mindset into the I'm a teenager now, I know it all type thing. Kind of my foundation for adulthood, not realizing that I didn't know anything at the time. But
okay, Dom.
If I was to host a radio show, I love all genres of music. But I myself would probably go with like 80s glam metal, 80s big hair bands, like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Of course, Def Leppard. Love Def Leppard. Poison. And I also love a lot of country. A lot of the classic country. Going back to like Hank Williams Sr., and Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash. Who doesn't like the Man in Black?
Yep.
And just any. I go anywhere from the 50s to the 90s. I would probably play.
Yeah, I mean, I lost track after the 90s. That has to be said. Marco.
Well, tough question because so many influences here: Portuguese, Brazilian, Spanish. But I'm gonna ask that. Let's make this a rewind session. I don't know, back to those days when we had this radio clock alarm when we set it to wake up with music. And two songs came to my mind, which, and I don't know about you, but I think I have this thing, and hopefully I'm not a kind of alien. When you wake up with the music and then it keeps looping in your head the whole day. So I have two songs, which is The Creep from Radiohead. Of course, I will have them on my show because they are an amazing band. And also this 1979 from Smashing Pumpkins. It was a hit in the 90s. Yes, I was already born in the 90s.
It was part of that grunge.
It's hard to believe that I was already born.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Young.
So
You're so young.
these two songs. Another one, and this came to my mind today because I woke up full of energy, and The Show Must Go On from Queen, which is another amazing classic. Would be something that I would play as well. So, and also Portuguese fado. But this is so kind of different genres of music that I don't know. Maybe I will get fired after the first show because people, are you crazy?
And Corinda, which music would you choose?
Hi, Maria. And we talk about what music. Yeah, we talk about what music. What you do. I would do either Flight or Eminem. Either of them two.
I've got on my Pandora. I've got an Eminem station. It's a few songs from him, but it's a bunch of other ones. I like Dom. I love all genres, and so it depends on what mood I'm in, on what channel I play. I mean, anything from Christian to screaming metal. I mean, it just depends on. Believe it or not, there's some things when you're working on a car. There's certain mindsets that help you focus better, and so.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll keep an eye out for Corinda. Hello, Maria. And
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If you could host a music show for an hour, who would be included?
Oh goodness, I was thinking about that, and of course my mind went blank. I thought, oh no, not this again. But then, of course, things kept coming back to me, of course, when I think about it. Well, I'm a classically trained soprano, so of course I loved classical music growing up, and in my 30s, because I was still studying in my 30s at a conservatory of music in Italy and in Spain. But I would probably have, and I love today's music. I mean, I love all kinds of genres. And it depends on my mood again, But I probably, if I had my radio station, I would probably mix it up with new musicians, because new musicians want to be featured on radio stations. And there's so many talented new musicians all over the world that I probably would do a show. If I could do more than one show, I would do one that would just feature brand new musicians coming on the scene that I found their music tasteful. And then I would have more, maybe the classically, and then a third show. I go to 3 shows. Would be the pop music. Like I love listening to the Backstreet Boys. And it's interesting. I used to listen to them when I used to clean my bed and breakfast at Cottage Rental when I started like 21 years ago. I would be going around the house cleaning, and that music would be blaring in the background because I would be dancing with it. So, I've got such a varied genres. But would you believe it that I don't listen to music? I only listen to it in the car. Think about that. I don't listen to it at home anymore. Not at all. I have silence in the home because I'm so busy with my business and phone. When I drive in my car, and that's usually pop music of all kinds, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 220s. Yeah, so kind of a varied music background. Thanks for asking, Stephen.
No, I mean, we're so lucky to have so much good music to look back on. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, we can delve into 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We can delve into music for, as Harper said, to concentrate, to change our mood, to focus.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is that music carries our memories.
It does.
Okay.
It does. Yes.
Have you Something in the Air? Does that ring any bells? By Thunderclap Newman. Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you that was at the holiday camp in Yorkshire when we were just turned 16 and we'd been let loose, and it was 4 lads from Lancashire going over to Yorkshire on their first breakaway without their parents, and that was the song that was playing at the time.
Yeah.
Totally amazing.
Me too. Memories. With me, memories too. Good and bad and indifferent and sad and all kinds, right? Yeah.
For me, that was Du bist alles auf der Welt. And I didn't know that Du was you. So I thought Du from to do. I was little then.
That's funny.
I think this is one of the most amazing things about songs. And for instance, getting back to the 80s and 90s here in Portugal, where it's just a couple of magazines brought the lyrics of the songs, and we sing them by here. And when it's not your language, it's even though it's your language, it's difficult. But when it's not your language, believe me, your creativity, it's up here.
Oh, believe me, when I listen to Rammstein, I'm singing whatever I think is the words. But boy, if Angelica was in my car with me, she'd look at me like, "Are you speaking Russian? What are you?" But it doesn't matter. When you're singing, you're like, "Hey!" And you know what? I'm the same way when it comes to 80s music. I'll sing it in the car, and Shelley looks at me like, "You got the words wrong." I said, "No, they changed the version."
I think
this is my version.
Yeah.
Look,
just a note for all Rammstein fans: Ramline are actually visiting Scotland. They will be in Aberdeen and Edinburgh in October.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Music is such a release when you have especially at this time with COVID. It's such a release. That's why I like singing songs in quarantine sessions. Even if it's only a 3 to 5 minute song, it's a sense of relief.
It is. Yeah. It transports you, doesn't it? Transports you out of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. Maria, you talk about new bands coming out and stuff. I have 2 friends. They're actually twins, twin brothers, and here in Tucson, and they released their 3rd song just before COVID and stuff, and so they're just now starting to get more gigs to go back out and tour the country and stuff. But it's really cool to kind of see them, see them do their things. I can't go see them because it's too many people. I'm not good with big crowds like that. But yeah, I mean, they're both really good friends. They're both car guys and stuff, and that's how I met them.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's getting those new bands that are like really good and
Sure.
stuff. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Give them a chance, right? Give them a chance.
yeah, definitely.
Right, now this is far from being just a theoretical discussion.
Mhm.
This afternoon I was supposed to go live at 2:00, didn't make it. Eventually went live at 4.
Okay.
But if I'd gone live at 2, I was doing the start of an 8-week course in how to become a live video DJ.
Oh no, I love it. I love
Super.
it.
So over the course of 8 weeks in October and November, I'll be taking topics each week and explaining how to use OBS, how to use everything really over the course of 8 weeks. Free course on Amazon Live, and it gets me away from showing the same things in the carousel marker. I'm actually showing obviously DJ equipment, DJ software like Serato,
Okay.
and a whole range. I mean, this week I was going to do the 70s. So I had hit CDs from the 70s, most of whom you've just mentioned. But at the end of the 8-week course, what I'm going to do then is a series of live shows on Mixcloud, which week by week I invite you to join me as host and play your music.
Oh,
That'd be good. That'd be cool.
I'd love to. I'd love to. I'd love to.
I will
That would
play
be-
popular Portuguese music. Like
Brought to you by DJ Magellan.
There's this folk groups here in Portugal. They are really typical, mostly here in the north of Portugal. And I don't know how to say it in English when we sing like la, la, la. Maria, help me, please.
Falsetto.
Yes. And there's one thing. I don't know how long, but we imported this
Harmonica.
yes,
Harmonica
from
accordion?
Italy. Yes,
Accordion?
yes, and to these groups. And the thing is, for you to be heard with this instrument playing, you have to use this falsetto.
Falsetto.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you listen to those groups, you will listen to a lady singing like this.
That's not a lady. That's Marco singing.
Well, there was some rock bands
I'm good
singing that.
singing,
La,
you
la,
know,
la, 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 la,
Yes.
that song.
And there's one thing that usually when they sing, it's kind of the main that thing, the chorus or something. It's Olá, Olari, Lolela. If you come to Portugal and you see these kind of groups playing, okay, you can follow them at least in the chorus with Olá, Olari, Lolela, because all of them.
At least they're consistent.
This is kind of, I don't know what to put here in the lyrics. I'm missing some. Okay, you can put Olá, Olari, Lolela. Let's go.
It's like you hear some songs and you're like going, what are they saying? It's like they needed the beat and they put something in there and they'll fill it in with words later, but they never did. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ran low if you need something, okay?
Yeah, it's like James Brown. I don't know all the words to some of the James Brown stuff, but it's like you listen to him and you're like, what? That's when I'm like, it doesn't matter if I know the words.
No.
Because he feels good and that's all it cares.
That's it. Yeah, I feel good. His crazy dancing with his legs and his feet. Oh my goodness. James Brown. All right. So Stephen, can you tell us more about your course? Like, how long is it? Is it once a week or on what day?
Theoretically, if the internet's working, then I will be live at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. in the UK on Thursdays. For anything from an hour to an hour and a half. And obviously, back episodes will be available on YouTube. And At the moment, I only had the idea yesterday, so I'm
Okay.
still fleshing it out.
Filling it out.
But I
That was
do
such
have
an easy game to
the-
play. Now I need a place to hide away. Yes.
everything starts with an idea, and then you flesh it out from there. I mean, it may or may not work, but I will do the 8 shows because I want to do them.
Mhm. Excellent. Excellent. I look forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris and
Yeah,
I.
definitely be following those.
Oh, yeah.
I will see the replays because I have to work then at school.
Yeah, I will be seeing the
Are you
replays
calling us
too.
lazy people?
I will be waking up
That's a
early
real
for that
job.
show.
I won't. I won't.
Perhaps I can go to school and singing in place of teaching.
I get notifications on my phone there, Stephen, every time you go live.
Excellent.
So that, and same thing with David Burrows. I get notifications when
Mhm.
he goes live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just have to start following everybody else so I can get notifications when they go live.
And me too. I'd like to have notifications. And today, Stephen, on Restream, I wasn't able to share this stream in my groups. Was there a reason why not, or does it automatically go on there now?
I can't fathom exactly how it works. Unless Marco knows.
Yeah, because normally when I entered Restream, it would say, "You want to where do you want to share your shows?" And I would hit the buttons, on the Restream app, but it didn't ask me for the last 2 times. It hasn't asked me.
The first link, which I posted round about 1 o'clock, should have been shareable or asked
No.
you. The last
Yeah.
one I did, because everybody couldn't get in, was just a straight link. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not totally convinced that it's an effective way of doing things at the moment. And
With Restream, you mean?
yeah. There are much easier ways of actually doing it. I mean, Switchboard Live, it's permanent. You just send a request to somebody and say, right, okay, will you share my live stream? That's it, job done. You don't have to go and do it every single time. So I think I'm going to call it a work in progress at the moment.
Okay.
Because I don't know anybody else who's using it, to be honest.
Restream?
Well, I know people are using Restream, but I don't know anybody who's using the partner share thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to share it in my group.
I was.
But I was having problems, and then I couldn't get past there to get into to sign into the to here. So
I didn't do it because then the show will be on the school channel. I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay. I think. Sorry.
It worked fine for me when I did it. When I understood what it was, then it actually went on my YouTube channel, my Facebook, and all over the place. It doesn't allow me even to say yes or no to do it. So they keep changing.
It's something to keep an eye on. It shouldn't share into groups because I don't have the Restream app in the group. Okay, and we know that with BeLive and StreamYard, etc., you've got to have the application actually in the group itself before you can actually go live in the group.
And it gave a it gave a little thing that said Restream is not in the group. Then it had a little link that said add it to the group, and you click on it, and I was like, okay. And then I moved on from there. But then I was like, okay, I thought it was, so I figured it was in the group. So.
Yeah, I had added that. I had added them, and it was showing up in my my private pages too, Stephen, because I had set it up. But I think, like you said, you could set it up for as many groups as you wanted, right? Because it was your account, it wasn't my account. And it did it. It did it fine. But the last 2 times it hasn't even asked me. I should go on Facebook or YouTube and see if it's actually going there just automatically. Maybe that's what it's doing now. Maybe that's what it's doing.
I went on my group, and it's not going on there. So
I'm just going to go and check.
at least not on mine. So
yeah, let me just go and see on YouTube.
of course, I may have used the original link, and
Mhm.
we're
I
not using
used
that link.
I used the second link. I couldn't use the first link.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure all that stuff out myself, like the page, my Facebook page, and then have my group and my support group and page on Facebook. I'd like to share it too as well. I'm still trying to learn all this stuff all over again with live streaming.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, it's changing every day, Dom. And
I was going to say it's ever changing, so
trying to keep up.
Remember when I first joined Be Live there a couple years ago, when I had the Talking MS show, and when I went from Be Live to Be Live Studio 2, that was a big adjustment to try to learn.
Yeah, it was.
That was the last time I actually live streamed with the Talking MS show, was Be Live Studio 2.
No, it's not showing it.
Just a note, another advertisement. It's Be Live. Incredibly, it is Be Live's 5th birthday in the middle of October. And I do know that. Wow.
No, it's not showing.
5 years. 5 years since we all started using Be Live. And I don't know what's going to happen. It will be a surprise. But who knows what could be released? Who knows?
Will you be dancing, Stephen?
I will not be. I will neither be dancing or singing, Marco. So you're safe. I couldn't wish those on anybody. No. I haven't sung since I was in the church choir. And then my voice broke,
Wow.
and that was it.
Wow.
And the German songs on Christmas Day.
Right, yeah. When we do the German Christmas carols, which we're doing in December, hopefully, fingers crossed, I sort of hide. Yeah? There's a group of people, and I can just hide behind somebody.
You will be just opening your mouth like this.
And just mouth it, right?
Remind me, yeah.
Playback.
Playbacking.
I'll be singing in probably the next 5 minutes or so. I've got my karaoke poll, whatever. I'm on in my group on Facebook.
Excellent.
It's supposed to be starting at 12:30 Eastern today. So, but I've already got the first 2 songs that have been voted for, and the first one was it's a Garth Brooks song, and trying to think of the name of it right now. Anyways, but yeah, it's something I do weekly, is a karaoke poll, and it gets posted throughout my Facebook, and then in quarantine sessions, and everybody can get a chance to vote on it. And then just go through the list, do 2 per day, and then start a new poll.
Excellent. Good for you.
I got a chance to see Garth Brooks in concert back in '98 before he went on retirement to raise his daughters.
Okay.
But man, you talk about a guy who can really entertain a crowd. It's worth every penny to go see him in concert, and just for the entertainment factor line. And he caters to every seat in the place, whether you're behind him, if you're in that kind of environment or whatever. He plays a 360-degree concert. So
fantastic. Very talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
He's a very nice person too. Very nice man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw Gordon Lightfoot live, and I always liked Gordon Lightfoot. You don't hear very much about him anymore. Dom, he goes, but I really like his singing, his lyrics. These are all his music, which is beautiful. Just loved him. I went and saw him a couple times live. Really enjoyed it. My kind of music.
I've had an opportunity to see Randy Travis live and Hank Williams Jr. live at Casino Rama in Aurelia, Ontario. And see Hank Williams Jr. get around that stage for a man of his age, he can really get around that stage. And
Yep.
he's a great performer. Same with Randy Travis.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, when I first went in the Marine Corps, my first duty station was in San Diego, California, and we had a rodeo grounds down there, and so we had it was for military only, and it was a really small concert. Randy Travis was the main act. Reba McEntire and Sawyer Brown were the two openers, so they were new at the time, and there must have been no more than 300 people in this concert. So I mean, it was like a personalized concert to us, and we got to meet them and everything else, and it was really cool. And it was just like, this is so cool, you know. I mean, instead of this huge stadium, it's like this little tiny. And since that day, I mean, Sawyer Brown has been my favorite band as kind of in a general sense. I mean, I love and know almost all their music, but it's just the effort that they put in. And I've now watched videos on how they got started on Star Search, if you remember that. And it was just, and they're really great guys. I didn't get to meet him, but the lead singer is actually my second wife's dad. So he was my father. He was my father-in-law, but I never got to meet him. But small world, huh? But I mean, it's the concerts. You know, my first one was Billy Joel back in like '83, and in a brand new stadium. It was an all wood dome, and he played one song, and he's like, "Boy, the acoustics in here suck, but I'll do what I can." and they did, but it was just all right. But he was the first concert for it, and but then I went and saw that one, and I was like, "This is cool," and so I started going to a bunch of concerts. And so you hear music, and you're like, "Oh, I remember that concert," and you remember, everything, and so. But music really can be therapy if you let it be.
Yeah.
So, and there's some music that, like I was at the gym. I don't know if back in when it was just Steve and Marco and I. If I told you or not, but there was a song came on. I was at the gym. I was on a treadmill, and a certain song came on from a group that I normally listen to while I work out. But it was just something in the song, just kind of. I mean, emotionally it went spiraled down, and I was like, "Whoa!" I stopped the song, and I was like, "Nope, nope. Gotta." So I mean, music.
Oh yes,
it's like chemistry. You have, you can use it too, but if you let, So
I agree. And what's interesting, and they've done studies on this, and I've seen it myself, where people with Alzheimer's who don't remember their name or what's their surroundings, if you play music, they'll sing right along, right away. They know all the words, everything. Even the dance steps they used to do. So it's kind of like an automatic thing that happens, right? So it's still deeply ingrained.
It's certain files, and like I like to say, certain files in your head, and so
your right brain, my right brain. This is by your right brain, right? Music and arts and everything. Right brain, left is logic and mathematics and all that. So you've got two spheres, right? I remember seeing the Guess Who in Toronto. You'd know that, and they came from my hometown, which is Winnipeg, and I even met their manager many years ago before I left for Europe to study music. And I always liked their music. And I actually saw Randy on Facebook, and now he's kind of disappeared. Maybe he doesn't come on my feed anymore, but I used to comment on that, and just it's great to touch and reach out to people who are artists on our social media, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the only musician artist that I follow, and that's actually active, is Mark Chestnut. He lives in Houston, and he's going through a couple surgeries right now and recovering and stuff. And but he's very active with his fans on Facebook, and I think it's really cool. I mean, it kind of puts it in a he's human too. It's not just this artist that we always hear. It's like he's like, oh hey, please, hey, I'm going through this. Thanks for your prayers and everything else. Just keeping you guys informed and stuff. So.
Yes.
Yes, in Canada, there's something special. There are two men musicians who sing with a great lot of people, a great audience.
Okay.
And they have sung in Ontario the Hallelujah with Rufus Wainwright. I
Okay.
think in the gas fabric or something. That was formidable.
Yeah, formidable.
Sublime thing.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, yeah. Interesting.
Great
Yeah,
thing
there
about
was a-
these.
Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead, Steve. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the great thing about these shows is that the conversation just flows, and I have to sort of stoke the fire every so often, which is absolutely brilliant. So, Harper, over to you.
Well, I was about. Let me interrupt you.
Please do.
I was about to say, Harper, next time you have this thing in the treadmill, please tell me that I will send you some of these ladies singing like this. And hopefully this will solve your problems.
This song is called Marco in the Shower.
Even better.
Water.
Even better.
Cool water.
Dogs in Spain are going.
Howling. No coyotes.
Cats.
So high that this could be heard in Spain.
Yes, absolutely.
When
Maria can do that.
Portuguese
sure,
ladies
you
are
too.
singing, the Spanish, they move all to France.
Okay, well, I got to bow out because I have my karaoke poll to get started. If you could send me the link to the show there, Stephen, so I can share it, that'd be great.
Okay.
We'll
Good
do.
idea.
Okay,
Next
well,
week. No.
I'll see you next week.
Take
And,
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Hi.
Take care. Keep well. Keep well.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things that kind of moved music was when MTV started back in '82,
Yeah.
and they, now you can picture a video with the music, and
Yeah.
it's funny how when they started doing that, and you hear a song, and then they make a video for it, you're like, oh, that's not what I was thinking when they first heard that. You're like,
It's true.
oh, all right. But
Yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah.
a long time ago. Was it 1982?
I think it was 82 or 83, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually watched the first video. So yeah, it was. I mean, I was from Seattle, so I mean, obviously, it's music's kind of a big thing there.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's and then you over the years you kind of see, there's Christian people who there was a guy named Carmen who I'm no longer singing around that I know of, but he had all his songs were like story type things, and it was all Christian stuff, but it was it was really cool. So I mean, it was one of those things you follow, and it's like a whole storyline and stuff. But it was, but yeah, I'm really big into music just because of my head trauma. So I mean, I'm like right now I'm battling severe headaches because I gave up soda, so I don't drink Coke. Well, years ago, because for those that don't know, I have a lot of medical problems, but I have like peptic ulcers all up and down my esophagus and stuff, and so I can't take like Excedrin migraine. What is it? Excedrin, whatever the extra headache stuff, and so. But the number one thing in there is caffeine, which is why I always drink coffee. But so you can only drink so much coffee before it starts tearing you up too. And so I had, so I started drinking soda, and that would control the headaches. Well, the bad thing is with sitting around for a year, not being able to do anything, I kind of developed this beer belly without drinking beer. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
We all did.
The rest of my body is skinny. I mean, I'm not fat or anything, but I got this kind of like a stick figure with a circle in the middle, and I didn't really like it. So I'm now 4 weeks without soda, and I have to say soda because if I say Coke, then people are like, oh yeah, I'm no longer a Coke addict. But I mean, it's Coca-Cola.
Watery Coke.
I don't do drugs. But yeah, I mean, but I've noticed, man, the headaches are coming back. So yeah, I mean, what that shows me is the caffeine really was helping. So now I got to find,
Yes, I
I've
think
got to
so.
find some caffeine pills or something like that that will give me the caffeine without all the sugar and stuff. So
Yes, yeah, for sure. Oh, so there is good use with drinking Coke, right?
Yes.
there is, and it actually works not only to clean your engine, but it also gets rid of your headache. Mythbusters. I don't know if you guys have heard the show Mythbusters. They did a revamp, and it's not. I don't like it as well. But the original two guys, they had they actually poured a 2-liter Coke into a gas tank. It was like almost full, but they poured it in there to see what kind of damage it would do, and it still ran. It ran kind of crappy, but it still ran. And then after they ran it, they took it apart, and they actually found it didn't do any damage like they thought it would. It actually cleaned wonderfully.
Sure.
But that was a myth. It's like, oh, somebody puts sugar, somebody puts a lot of sugar in the gas tank. It'll run like crap, but it's not going to, really do anything.
Okay.
So
It cleans it out.
It's really
So
cleaner.
it just goes to show you how strong the acids in your stomach are.
Oh yeah.
If Coca-Cola can
Very
clean
strong.
out a combustion engine.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
but
for
yeah.
sure. But I was reading one time that you can put Coke like in your sink or in your toilet bowl to clean
Yes.
it, but that doesn't work. I tried it a couple times. Coke, I put it in. No, it didn't work at all. You still had to scrub. So, and it wasn't any different than Ajax,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We've lost Stephen. Oh, here he is. Hi,
Yeah,
Stephen.
here he is.
Hey. Welcome back.
Stephen and Marco are having problems with customs.
Today I'm fighting against the allergic problem. I don't know what's happened because I have this, I don't know how to call it, something related with allergy and the nose and everything.
Sinuses.
Are you stuffed up?
And I don't know why today it's being a crazy day. So when I disconnect, it's because I'm doing my nettoyance.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I suggest something to you, Marco, that I use because I've got allergies too?
Cut my nose. Okay. I have a knife here.
No.
I can cut my nose.
Yeah, no.
That's the Marine way.
I take bee pollen. I'm sure you can buy at the store. The bees produce a pollen, right? And that's what you're probably allergic to, certain flowers. That's what I do to control my allergies, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons a day. It gives you energy, has all your vitamins, and also helps with your allergies. Whether it's stuff or flowers. Just a bit of advice. I've been using it for many years now, 30 years now.
Just drink coffee.
I think I made, and even though it's tough, it works. It's sneezing is the right way to say it. Inhalating seawater.
Oh,
it's tough. Believe me, it's tough.
I know. I couldn't do that.
It's tough, but it helps.
It helps.
It cleans the nose. Yes,
that's good. I couldn't do it. I'll take pollen.
Yeah, it's because you're not. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's torture. For me, that's torture.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, living in the desert, I have to use saline in my nose because when the air really starts drying out, I'll get nosebleeds out of for no reason whatsoever, just because it's so dry, just breathing that dry air. So
yes.
And then in the fall, when the air conditioning kind of starts getting turned off and stuff like that, and some places will turn on the heat. Not very many because it's not cold down here. But then my eyes dry out. So in the fall, I got to use eye drops. So.
You never win, right?
There's no balance, I tell you.
Yeah, I know. And as you get older, it gets harder.
I would love to get back to music, to the music conversation.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I reminded something that happened to me when I was younger, a couple of weeks ago.
2 weeks
When
ago.
I went,
Yeah.
when,
2 weeks ago, yes.
when I went to this school, I don't know about you, but at some point of the night, my knowledge about the song lyrics somehow increased. I don't know why, because at the beginning of the night, I barely know the song lyrics. At the end of the night, I knew everything about the music. I don't know if you had this thing.
No.
I don't think you're alone in that, Marco. Basically, I know you're not. If you think about something or a memory comes back to you, and you actually start to think about it subconsciously, yeah, you're not trying to find the lyrics. Your subconscious is trying to find the lyrics, and it does.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Point.
But the thing is, Stephen, some of the musics, it was the first time I was hearing them.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Alcohol will do that.
I knew the whole lyric.
My heart, right?
The alcohol recognized the lyrics.
It loosens his tongue. Harper, it loosens his tongue, right? Like they say.
Yes.
La la la.
The alcohol is singing.
Oh my god. That was so amazing.
Yeah. All good. Well, you know what we're missing, Stephen? We're missing Peter. Is he too busy with work to join us for now?
For the moment, he had 3 employees.
Yes.
And then one gave the notice in last week.
Oh.
So he's having to do his job while he finds another
person. Wow. A lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It is. I mean, basically, he had everything nicely balanced. So he could work from the office and not go out in the field.
Yes.
And he got all this work in.
Yeah.
And one of his chaps said, I'm not coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
he bad.
Short notice.
I've had that.
Yeah. So
he could ask for help here. I think all of us.
Virtually.
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. The question is, what do you do about wasps? How do you remove a wasp nest?
Oh, I can tell you how to remove it because I've done it. Okay, I've done it a couple times.
I have one idea.
Hang on, Marco.
Can I go with mine first, and then you can go?
Yes.
Okay.
WD-40. WD-40. What you spray wherever the entranceway is, but don't. Okay, because my father was a beekeeper. You spray the wasp's nest at the opening, but only at night when they can't see you. Okay, because otherwise they'll come and bite you. But they hate the smell of WD-40, and I've done that a number of times, and they leave. So once you spray it, they won't stay around. They're going to leave. So that's how I've gotten rid of all my wasps. Yeah, easy. WD-40.
It sounds like it could be a good preventive too. In the spring when they usually make their nests, spray the like your eaves of your house or whatever.
Absolutely, they hate the smell. Okay, now Marco.
Sorry, Maria, but my idea it's way better.
Better,
and even better to the environment.
Okay.
I will play this lady singing.
Right underneath. That is much better. That is much better.
I don't know if that's better for anything.
Good idea, Marco. I'll have to try that next time.
My idea is definitely not environmental friendly. It's a carburetor cleaner. It burns them. They don't have a chance to fly. When I was in North Carolina, how they would make their their nest wasn't like the ball or whatever.
Yeah.
They would make this out of mud or whatever. They would make it on the side of a stucco building, and it's usually in a tube or whatever like that.
Yes.
You just with a little straw right up there, and it tears apart the house, and they're in pieces. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
But it's not
You should
EPA
get rid
friendly.
of them. You should get rid of them, right?
When Peter next joins us, which hopefully will be in a couple of weeks' time, then we can ask him his thoughts on our ideas. And
he would be like, my business would be shut down.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that Peter will answer like, I have no idea. And it's all.
We don't have any wasps here.
I miss his singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss you, Peter.
Yeah, we definitely miss you, Peter.
Red Peter.
That's true.
Red Peter.
Can't understand half you say, but we miss you.
Yes.
Peter will be on Blabbing from Britain tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's a bit too early for me.
Catch up with him.
I love you, Peter, but not that much.
Not early.
But at 9 a.m. Eastern, Marco, we have our second show.
Yes.
Which is live on Amazon Live, and that will go out at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. in the UK, 3 p.m. in Belgium, 10 a.m. in Arizona. No.
What time is it Eastern?
9.
So I'm 3 hours behind them. So it'll be 6 a.m.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
For
Time for you to wake up.
for a little over 1 more month, and then I go to Mountain Time, which means I'm only 2 hours behind Eastern.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
I change time zones.
This-
I don't change
this-
clocks. I change time zones.
Thing like mountain time. It's kind of Hakuna Matata.
It is time.
Yes,
The king has come home.
Yes.
Everything is moving to the mountain. Moses leading the crowd.
The monkey's his uncle. You know, it's funny. We talking about music. When my daughter was like still in a high chair, a few months old, and I would feed her. The only way we would get her attention, so to speak, to feed her, because she didn't want to eat. She didn't. We would put The Lion King had just came out, and it was on videotape, of course, and we throw it in there, and of course it's like a 3 to 5 minute intro with Elton John singing and everything else. So I'd put that on, and I'd have 2 little jars of food ready, and as soon as it would start singing, she'd be like, and she's mesmerized, and I'm just like, and as soon as the music stopped, no more. So
You're a great father.
and it wasn't like a DVD where you can just go, oh, start over. No, you had to rewind. No.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember
And by the time that happened, you lost it. You're like, all right. You're sitting there with the food, and you're like, and she would.
What fathers don't do to feed their children. You're a great father, Harper.
It's a good idea.
Thank you, Elton John.
Indeed.
Oh.
Two points from your story, Harper. The first artist I actually saw live was Elton John, and that was back in the days of Rocket Man. And
That would have been a cool concert. I heard he's
based on the album, and that was a very cool concert. Then the second thing you mentioned is cassettes.
Yes, I had cassettes.
I've got lots.
When I was setting up to do the music show that never took place, I actually put a host of CDs in the carousel at the bottom, and the idea is that whilst you're watching live on Amazon Live, you click on one of the items in the carousel, it takes you off to the Amazon page, and you buy it. Okay, but when I do it with music, it actually shows you can buy this CD either as a CD, vinyl, an MP3 download, or cassette.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Wow.
Wow. Still, the new
I remember
generation.
those.
wants-
yeah.
And they will offer a pencil with the cassette.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The manual rewind.
Remember that? Yeah, do you remember that? Oh,
Or
God.
if you have a dirty head on there, and you pull out your cassette and the tape's all.
Yeah.
That was the worst. You're like, no, please don't.
I know. Or it gets stuck, or breaks or something, and you put tape across it.
All of a sudden, you become this videographer where you're.
Like you said.
I'm splicing music now.
We've come a long way. I forgot all about that. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
We went from vinyl and cassette to CDs, which were
Yes.
indestructible. They will never wear out. They will never scratch. You can use them forever, except, of course, that they do scratch and they don't last forever.
Okay.
And
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who's still got a CD rack?
I have
do.
a CD
Yeah,
rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a CD rack. I've got my music on my phone. But before I moved to Arizona, I still in my garage. I had my original stereo I bought when I at my first duty station. So it had the separate receiver, it had the dual cassette player, it had the equalizer, all in different pieces.
Yeah.
And I had a box full of cassettes. I would throw a cassette in there, and it had the two CDs. It would play one side, switch over to the other side, and then it would go to the other tape and play both sides of that. So I can be under the car and not have to get out for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
The only when I was a kid, we went from obviously from 8-track to cassette. The only thing I didn't like, 8-track, you were limited to how many songs you can have, and then cassettes you can have a lot more songs, but you couldn't skip and just go right to the next song.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, I got to fast forward, and then you're like, okay, where does it stop? And eventually you can sit there and hit play and fast forward at the same time, and it would go until it stopped at the next song. But technology was a waste. By that time, we were already getting to CDs. But yeah, that was the biggest thing about cassettes. It's like, yeah, you can have an hour worth of music or whatever on both sides, both sides combined. But it was like, yeah, you couldn't. I want to play this song. You're rewinding. Nope, that's that song. Nope.
Yes,
Where the heck is
Yeah. I remember having a cassette tape recorder in my car. I mean, that's how you used to put to listen to music. Like, wow. I mean, thank you for bringing those memories back, because I completely forgot about that.
And do you remember when we were listening to the radio and we put the cassette to record, and we were praying, please don't put advertisement, please, just at the end.
That's true.
And suddenly,
make it a mixtape.
This broadcast is sponsored by whatever, and we say,
Nonchalant.
And I used to hate when the DJ would talk over the music. It's like, stop it.
Yeah, we don't want to listen to you.
That's true.
Oh my God.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
But cassette on the way back. So
yeah, I had so many mixtapes, and it was just like I could play a mixtape, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember every song. I remember where I was and when I made it, and this and that. And so
yes, me too. Wow.
And by the way, any one of you have this situation? You recorded a whole cassette, and suddenly you are looking for that cassette, and you put it to play.
Yeah.
And you look at the back, and those things, they are covered.
Yeah.
And someone else over recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And you,
I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that still happened with VHS tapes.
yes,
Yeah, you'd record something important to you, but you'd forget to put the tape away, and somebody else would use it, and whatever you recorded, gone.
or you're watching it, and all of a sudden, poof, it goes on to something else. You're like,
What?
For sure.
Yeah, you had to once you recorded on it, like on a cassettes, you had to break that little tab so nobody could record over it unless they purposely put tape.
Exactly. Yes.
So.
That's very true. I forgot about that. You had to break the tabs.
Yep.
I mean,
I made many a mixtape.
Yeah.
We're so fortunate now that we can binge watch series after series of a show
Yes.
streamed.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing. Who'd
Yeah.
have thought it?
It is. It is. Yeah.
That's true.
Totally forgetting how we actually got here.
Yes.
what we used. You had the whole. I got a whole 5 seasons on videotape, and you had to go in and change each tape, and it was like we still have a bunch of them. We don't have a VCR, but we still have the whole series of stuff because it's like, oh, okay, well,
yeah. In my basement, I have a record player that I got in 1982. It's still in the basement, still works. Cassette player, a VHS player, CD player, everything, right? It's in my basement. I'll never maybe somebody else when I pass away can have it, But I mean, I can't. I'm such a hoarder that way, right? I keep everything because of the memories with it too, right? The people who
like right now, I mean, records are they've made a comeback. I mean, you can go to the store and you can buy records. I mean, I can buy all kinds of records, for things that I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard these people since when I was, really little and stuff. But so.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but that sound when you
that little crackle.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Hands up if you could go down to the basement. Sorry, Mark, not literally. Hands up if you could go down to the basement or up to the loft looking for something and reappear 2 hours later.
Oh yeah.
Probably
spend all that time rummaging.
Yes.
And have no idea what you went down looking for.
True.
Finding all the treasures, right, Harper? Finding all those other treasures. Yeah, all those other treasures.
I don't.
Shelley would send me a text message going, "Where'd you go?"
Again, if you have a phone with you, she'd lose you forever. Where are you? Speaking about phones, this is so funny because you can listen to music on your phone too, right? And I remember when I first got my cell phone, I was doing something in the basement and I left it someplace. But thank heavens I left the ringer on. So I phoned my mother on my regular phone, which I don't have anymore. I said, "Mom, please call me. I have to find my phone." So she rings and there it is. I mean, like the technology is amazing. Technology is amazing now.
Nope. You can even ask Alexa to find your phone.
Oh yes, Google. What's this? What's that? It's amazing, our technology. Look at all of us. We're from different countries, and we're doing this show for free. I mean, you couldn't even dream of doing something like that. Or you can call someone on Messenger or WhatsApp all over the world without paying.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't even have home phones anymore.
If you actually go to a globe and you kind of put your fingers on where I'm at, where Maria's at, and then where you guys are over in Europe, it's like you think about it, you're going, these people are really far away, But it's so cool that we can all be together on a weekly basis and chit chat. So
yeah, it's amazing.
True.
We've just gone over the hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, if Marco is not going to volunteer,
okay, no problem. So this is a wrap for today, a wrap up. Next week at my home, don't forget to do the homework. You have to explain some tradition, something about your country. Okay, for instance, Chris, I want to know why you're so good with chocolate.
I will present you Belgian chocolates.
Okay.
So don't forget it. And hopefully we will meet again next week. Hopefully without this allergic strike on my side.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.